Welcome back, 8 o'clock. It's part 2 of episode number 6. Our 3-year anniversary, as you can see, part 1 has been edited together. I've done a little bit of cleaning up downstairs because I've only got... So that's all edited together now. I'll deal with that after this. Wrong button. Can we just close this now and finish everything? No. I don't save it because I'll get rid of these and then that goes... Once I record everything, that gets uploaded and then everything gets archived into a WinRAR file, taking up less space on my computer. And eventually I'm going to try and buy a dongle, at which point all of this will go into a dongle. But yeah, welcome to a new show. And Jesse's going to introduce you to it. Welcome to our brand new show, Explosion. This is a show for the stars that don't get a chance to be on TV. This is for them. This is a show for them to improve and show us what they've got. I'll be sitting there with Tony, and as I watch and see these wrestlers prove themselves every week. So yeah, I decided that we're going to have a B show on Explosion. We're going to have a B show. Every other wrestling company, even not WCW, but WWE, who we are competing with now as well, have got a B show. So I thought, why not? Let's go for a B show. So yeah, Jesse Ventura, welcome us to Explosion. It is literally a show where a lot of the wrestlers that I normally put on the pre-shows and that have got their own show now, even though they'll still get to wrestle on a pre or post show. But we'll get them to wrestle, even though the main event tonight is a title match. But yeah, it's a place for these guys to improve themselves, as you can see here. In a bout of a decent wrestling, but heat, Steven Regal defeat LA Parker in 6:53 by pinfall. LA Parker 51, Steven Regal 51, no work improvements, 55C-. As you can see there, normally on pre-show. In a bout of a decent wrestling, but much heat, the Killer Bees defeat the Nasty Boys in 6:40 when Brian Blair defeated Brian Knobs by pinfall Bee Stinger. Jim Burns all 60, Brian Blair 51, Jay Sags 51, Brian Knobs 57. Brian Knobs in performance, 61C. And then Tornado's in the back, and he's like, look around, Jesse. It took you long enough to give us a show. We've been stuck on pre-show and dark matches. Now you're going to give us a show. Give us a show after a whole year of asking. Well, I'm going out there tonight, and I'm going to prove I should not have been overlooked. Thank you, Tornado, 40D-. Nicely done. In a bad surprise, no heat, Sid Vicious defeated Doc Dean in 4:54 by pinfall the Powerbomb. Doc Dean 48, Sid Vicious 44. We are in the Southern Coliseum tonight. I didn't book the venue like I normally do. Sid Vicious in performance of 53C-. James Cornette's backstage and he's talking to Rock and the Nightmare Lords. He's like, you got a title match tonight. You got a title match tonight in the main event of this new show. So get out there and win. 61C, beautifully done. Yes. In about a decent wrestling below heat, Archangel, Tornado, and Conan defeat Blue Demon Jr., Rio, and Liz Mark in 6:14 when Tornado defeated Rio by pinfall. Liz Mark's name's Truly House Response. I'm not going to change his name as I've said before, but I'm going to score him by his first name. Liz Mark 36, Rio 56, Blue Demon Jr. 51, Conan 56, Tornado 49, Archangel 48. Tornado and Rumble. He did what he promised. He got the win for his team tonight. 55C-. Beautifully done. Liz Mark sustained a minor strap infection. Nice. In the extreme short match, El Phantasma defeated Vader in 5:28 by pinfall the quick roll-up. And El Phantasma 59, Vader 61. Vader and technical. I wanted Vader to look like a big strong beast, but at the same time I wanted El Phantasma to get a win, so a quick roll-up, which I've not used before, seemed like the best option. 62C, awesome. And the main event tonight, this is quite a short one, but there we go. The Rock and Roll Express versus Nightmare Lords is our main event of the night. Yes, a 67C+. In a battle of great wrestling and decent crowd, the Nightmare Lords defeat the Rock and Roll Express in 15:05 when Damien 666 defeated Robert Gibson by pinfall the Powerbomb. Robert Gibson 65, Ricky Morton 66, Turok 68, Damien 666 67. No work on Bruin, 67C+. Yep, we'll advance for that. And then after the match, the Nightmare Lords are celebrating their victory, showing the belts off, and the Bulldogs winning an attack and beating them down into the mat. I didn't write this angle, but I'm going to add a few bits into it. During this happening, we see that Jim Cornette is on the stage watching what's happening with Sting and Shawn. But they don't get involved. What is going on? House Cornette, 52D+. We're going to end... we're going to ignore that for now. A 66C+ for our first B show. I can't complain with that for a B show. A 66C+ for a B show is amazing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue. I'll see you guys back here in a couple of click for you, but an hour and a bit for me as I set up Impact for you guys to watch. Thanks for joining us for Explosion. as we continue our road to its anniversary with Explosion under the books as well. 7,218 people at the Sudworth Coliseum tonight. And in a pre-show match, Burn and Nightmare Lords defeat the Killer Bees and the Bulldogs in 6:32 and Turok defeat Brian Bear by killing the Moonsault. Diamond Kid's only 4, Dave Boyce only 2, Jim Burns all 58, Brian Bear 51, Turok 55, Damien 66 64, Teresa Quadra 66, Shane Douglas 60, Damien 66 and Technal, Dynamite Kid Informant 73 B-. Beautifully done. Start off the pre-shows. In the pre-show, decent wrestling, Little Heat, Stephen Regal, Archangel, Danny Collins, Tornado, and Conan defeat El Phantasma, Blue Demon Jr., Roy Brookside, Rio, and Doc Dean in 6:16 when Conan defeated Roy Brookside by the Cradle DDT. Doc Dean 46, Rio 56, Robbie 46, Blue Demon Jr. 51, El Phantasma 59, Conan 55, Tornado 47, Danny Collins 57, Archangel 52, Regal 49, Conan Technical Performance, Archangel and Performance El Phantasmo in Performance 59C. In a Showman Short pre-match, Doink the Clown defeated the Great Muda in 4:36 by putting the Robbie Cushion. Doink the Clown 57, Great Muda 75, and no work from 72 B-. In a decent pre-show match, the Young Stallions and the Rock and Roll Express defeated Superflies by winning combination 650 when Ricky Morton defeated Bob Holly by from the missile dropkick. Bob Gibson 57, Ricky Morton 60, Jim Powers 49, Paul Remain 50, Bob Holly 47, Jeff Jarrett 56, Jimmy Ocean 51, Ricky Knight 49. Paul Ramon and Technal 58C-. Enjoying the pre-show. In a pre-show at decent wrestling with a cheap Bam Bam Bigelow, Dave Finlay, John Tent and Lex Luger defeated Norman Smiley, Ali Park, Goldust and El Panther in 8:13 when Bam Bam Bigelow defeated El Panther by putting the powerbomb. El Panther 50, Goldust 56, Ali Park 50, Norman Smiley 45, Lex Luger 65, John Tent 48, Dave Finlay 56, Bam Bam Bigelow 68, John Tent in Technical, Flying and Performance. Good old John, 62C. We're anywhere near the end of this pre-show yet. In a decent pre-show match, Steve Blackburn, Sid Vicious, Mr. Perfect, and Larry Zbysko and Vader defeated Sergeant Slaughter, Scott Hall, Sabu, Ron Simmons, and Rikai Kush in 8:18 when Steve Blackburn defeated Rikai Kush by pinfall. Rikai Kush 65, Ron Simmons 63, Sabu 59, Sergeant Scott Hall 77, Sergeant Slaughter 61, Vader 61, Larry Zbysko 68, Mr. Perfect 70, Sid Vicious 45, and Steve Blackburn 51. Larry Zbysko in Rumble, Vicious in Rumble and Performance, 71C+. Not bad. In an extremely short pre-show match, Jerry Lawler, King Kong Bundy and Rick Rude defeated the Demon, Taz and Jimmy Snooker in 4:41. Rick Rude defeated Taz by a flying knee drop. Jimmy Snooker 68, Taz 46, the Demon 44, Rick Rude 69, King Kong Bundy 64, Jerry Lawler 86, Rick Rude in Rumble 76B-. And we open up the night with a beautiful angle from these guys. 67C+. Woo! I hope you're all hating me right now. Last week we did what the Heart Foundation did to us and beat them down. You see, Brett, no matter what you do, I'm going to win in 2 weeks. This is a battle and and Bobby Heenan, you don't need to kiss the Horseman's ass. We don't like you. Woo! And Brett goes out and once again, Impact's got an arsehole in the ring. First I have to pull up with the House of Cornet, and now you. My brothers in arms are ready. Hey, we've had such enough of you. Tonight, let's have a Falls Count Anywhere match. 6-man tag team match. Woo! 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 Let's do it now. Woo! 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 And he's doing his woo-woo-woos. Okay. 67C+. Beautifully done. Can't complain with that. In about a great wrestling, a good heat, the Four Horsemen, Rick, Arn, and Truly defeat the Heart Foundation, Owen, Jim, and Brett in a Falls Count Anywhere match in 6:53, and Arneson defeat Owen Hart. Bret Hart 86, Jim Not 76, Owen 72, Truly Branch 66, Arn Anderson 76, and Ric Flair 81. Owen in Technical 73B-. Oh dear. That might not be good. We'll see. In about a good wrestling and decent national crowd, Kenta Kabushi defeat Greg Valentine in 6:23 by pin the Orange Crush. Greg Valentine 66, Kenta Kabushi 70, Greg Valentine in Performance 73B-. Sting's backstage and he's got his men behind him. He goes, nobody saw it coming. I sold out. I don't care. I was all overlooked by you fans. Now Eddie wants to join forces with the Three Idiots. Now let me tell you, Jimmy's busy. We're going to go out there in 2 weeks and we're going to bring back the gold for Cornet. Tonight Impact wants the Golden Heroes in a match with us. Fine, but they're gonna lose. Even though Jim Cornette wasn't there, ignore that. But 58C minus, can't complain. In an exceptional match, Big John Studd defeated Stan Hansen in 708 by pinfall. Stan Hansen 88, Big John Studd 88. No work compared to 75B minus. Tony is backstage with Dusty Rhodes and he goes, Dusty Rhodes people want to know why you changed the deal about Jim. And Dusty goes, I came to Impact. I don't care about time. That was meant to be deleted, that's why. I don't care about time. 6 months without him would be like a holiday. Look, I don't want to put someone out of work, but I can give him 6 months holiday. So there you go. It's going to be a blessing. Because I'm going to kick Sean's ass all over the cage, and I'm going to walk out still your Impact World Champion. An 80B from Dusty. Beautiful promo from Dusty Rhodes there. Forgot to delete a little bit. An extremely short match. The Steiner Brothers and the High and Mighty defeated Nasty Boys and the UK Pitbulls. When Al Snow defeated Brian Knowles by pin with the Snowplow. Al Snow 56, Liger 62, Scott Steiner 68, Rick Steiner 55, Big Dave 46, Bulk 41, Jerry Sags 48, Brian Knowles 52, Liger in performance 63C. Jim Burnsal's backstage. It's meant to be Jim Cornette, so I don't know what happened to that. And he goes, you might call me an asshole. I have brought you some of the best wrestlers from all over the globe. You think these two don't deserve the tag titles? They are going to get them back at Summerversary. All my boys will win, and we'll be back on the top of the Impact ladder. 52D plus. So it would have been better if it was actually Jim Cornette. In about a decent wrestling number cheap, the Golden Heroes, Carl Karma, Black Warrior, Chris Benoit, and Eddie Guerrero defeat House Cornette, Sting, Tiger, Pillman, and Kendo in 808 when Black Warrior defeated Tiger Mask by pin the 450 senton. Eddie 54, Chris 68, Black Warrior 60, Carl Karma 51, Kendo Nagasaki 49. Pillman 66, Tiger Mask 67, Sting 69, Tiger Mask in Techno and Performance, Eddie Guerrero in Rumble, Black Warrior in Performance, Carl Karma in Rumble and Techno, 66C+. Nice. Nice little match there. Of course, the Golden Heroes have now debuted. They're the people going to be taking on the House of Cornette. Is any more going to join their ranks? In a superb match, Randy Savage defeated Bruce Beefcake in 822 by pinfall. Bruce Beefcake 65, Randy Savage 79, no working for 75B minus. The British Bulldogs backstage, and Davey's got the mic and he goes, in 2 weeks, we're going to knock the longest tag team champions in the history of the business. We're going to climb the ladder and win this match. And Kid goes, look at this. The whole company's been controlled by these two idiots for the past year. We're going to use everything we got, and we're going to take the titles back for Impact Wrestling. So, yes, Slammiversary, as we say, the Nightmare Lords versus the British Bulldogs. Because we've got an Ultimate X match, we've got a ladder match, we've got 2 out of 3 falls British Rules match, we've got Last Man Standing, we've got the finals of the King of the Mountain tournament, we've got a cage match, we've got a normal tag team match and a normal title match. But we've also got the Golden Rumble. There's so much going on. And then Harley Race backstage, and Tiny goes, Tiny, hold my mic, you slimy little ass. You slimy little ass. Impact Wrestling ain't giving me credit at all. At all. I ain't on any posters, and they're not showing me respect. I'm a former WWF champion. I'm a former NWA champion, and you won't give me respect. When I win the Golden Rumble, and then win the title Bound for Glory, Jesse, you'll be bowing down to the race. 78B. I keep giving Harley Race promos because I've got big plans for him. In an exceptional match, Harley Race defeated Jake Robertson 752 by submission. Jake Roberts 90, Harley Race 85. He's improving in performance. 77B. Beautiful match. In an exceptional match, Ricky Steamboat defeated Roddy Piper in 821 by pin with a flying karate chop. Roddy Piper 88, Ricky Steamboat 90. No over 76B minus. Jim Cornette's backstage and he's got a few choice words to say. I have heard rumours that a certain celebrity is coming back. If he even steps foot in Impact, my boys will destroy him, Jesse. He tried to control us and we ran him out last August. I'm not having him in Impact. An 80B. Who is him? I don't know. In a superb match, Jim Duggan defeated Masahiro Chono in 808 by film the running clothesline tackle. Jim Duggan 73, Masahiro Chono 72. No work for 76B minus. The video plays hyping up your main event tonight as Dusty Rhodes will defend his Impact World Championship against Dead DiBiase. In a battle that had sensational wrestling and fantastic heat, Dusty Rhodes defeated Ted DiBiase in 2029 by pin with the Bionic Elbow. Dusty Rhodes makes defense #1 of his Impact World title. These two have great chemistry. Ted DiBiase 94, Dusty 95, Dusty Rhodes in Techno on 85B. To close out the night, Dusty Rhodes celebrating the ring with Shawn Michaels comes out and attacks him after the match. And then also an extremely short pre-show match, Shawn Michaels defeats Rey Mysterio Jr. in 4:33 by pin with a flying elbow drop. Michaels 89, Rey Mysterio 51. No opponents, 56C minus, not a bad pre-show match. That's where we end tonight's show. And 82B, not bad at all. So yes, the show increased popularity in 45 regions. We're going to hit the continue button because that's my favourite button in all. And we're going to have a look, see what happened over on our enemy territory. We're stuck on Andre the Giant. We're going to have a look what happened on Monday Night Raw. And see what they're doing there. So yeah, everything's gone a bit weird in Impact because we don't know where anyone, as such said. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. WWF version now will be shown in the late night time slot, which is the same slot we're in. But yes, Impact Wrestling 7,000, 6.27. We did an 82B. Liz Mark hurt badly, which is really upsetting. WWF Raw got a 68C+. They did do a good main event against Nikolai Volkov and Paul Orndorff, but they didn't do it. The best match tonight is that match, actually. There was this match, which did even better. So you'd expect that to be the main event. No Hogan anywhere. Superstar Billy Graham, Nikolai and Paul Orndorff. Oh, Hulk Hogan was in the backstage segment with Miss Elizabeth. Impact Explosion, we didn't do as good as that, but we did do quite good. The feedback from the viewers has been great. It's drawn a lot of praise. So even for a B show, we're getting a lot of praise for it. And then Owen Hart has been sidelined, which is not good for us. But World Championship Wrestling, as again, has got a 41D this time, which is even worse. Owen Hart injured, Impact Wrestling 6.2. I don't know why the dog's growling. So let's see if we can't give Owen Hart's out for 5 months and 3 weeks. Liz Mark's out for 27 days. Thrash still got 3 months. So I'm going to do it on camera. We're going to be calling up, because of this, Rey Mysterio Jr. has been proving himself over the next thing, so he's going to be coming to the main roster over the next few weeks. We're going to be building him up. Also, I want to bring up, what are you? Super Crazy, no. I want to bring DDP. Yep, Diamond Dallas Page has been down there for a while, so he hasn't. I don't think he's actually appeared on the show yet either, so he's a bit of a heel. He's not very much known, but we're going to build him up as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you guys around about in a few ticks with Explosion and, of course, another Impact, and then we'll be on the road to Slammiversary. Welcome to Explosion. Our motto is no angles, just pure great wrestling. That's the motto of Explosion now. And in the Battle Table Wrestling Alliance's crowd eat, Diamond Dallas Page defeated Sid Vicious in 7:58 by pin with the Diamond Cutter. He's debuted his blue collar against Scottish Trainer Thing. These two have pretty good chemistry. Sid Vicious 48, Diamond Dallas Page 26. No work appearance. Welcome to the main roster, Diamond. I wasn't going to keep him down in Global Force a bit longer, but I thought, nope, he needs to come. We're in the Four Seasons Arena. We'll find out how many people we got in the next half when we do Impact. 43D. In a battle of decent wrestling match, the Superflies defeated the Killer Bees in 7:39 when Jimmy Ocean defeated Brian Bear by pin of the pile driver. Jimmy Ocean 53, Ricky Knight 53, but Jim Burns all 61, Brian Blair 55, and Jimmy Ocean in performance. Fine muscle strain, great. That won't be too bad. In a battle of decent wrestling but little heat, Rey Mysterio Jr. defeated John Tenter in 7:47 by pin of the springboard Horo Karana. John Tenter 54, Rey Mysterio Jr. 54. John Tenter in technical flying skills. Well done, Rey Mysterio. Great win on your debut on the main roster and a great match. In a battle of decent wrestling with a Machi, Doink the Clown defeated Rayo in 8:05 by pin of the rookie cushion. Doink the Clown 58, Rayo 55. No weapons 59C. And then in our main event of the night, in a battle of great, good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Sting defeated Jim Duggan in 1955 by pinfall after using a foreign object. Sting had an in-ring performance of 60, Jim Duggan 70, no weapon 71C+. That's where we're going to end the show with a 67C+ tonight on our Explosion. Thank you for joining us. We are going to just do 1 hour of great wrestling every week for Explosion. It takes me about 1 minute and 45 seconds to record. That way, you guys can get straight back to Impact Thanks again for stopping by with Explosion. We'll see you with Impact, the go-home edition of Impact Wrestling before Slammiversary. Welcome back, the go-home edition of Impact Wrestling. I've had to change a few things to suit my needs for tonight's tapings, but they were going to go ahead without a hitch, I hope. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Impact Wrestling. We're live, the go-home edition, and look who's back in Impact. Mr. T's arrived back in Impact Wrestling. So Dusty's backstage goes, everybody, this time next week, Jim Cornette won't be here. You see, this Sunday, I'll be taking down Sean instead inside that steel cage. Before you can say any more, Sean's out and he goes, you won't be doing nothing this Sunday night because I'm going to destroy you right now. And then Mr. T's music hits and everybody goes, oh my God, he's back. And everybody's screaming. I go, I'm back, fool. Last August I left Impact Wrestling, but it looks like we need some authority back. I'm here to give it. I am here to give it. Tonight the House of Cornette will take on Dusty and the Golden Boys. I don't want to call them the Golden Boys, the Golden Heroes. Sorry. Jim goes, how dare you come back here? I told you my boys would get you. And he goes, if anyone lays a hand on me, they're fired from Impact. And Jim goes, I'm going to get rid of you again, Mr. T. Mark my words. A5B Plus, welcome back, Mr. T, to Impact Wrestling. We open up tonight with Lex Luger defeating Ron Simmons in 8:29 by pinfall. Lex Luger 64, Ron Simmons 63, no work for 70C+. 6,665 people at the MO Four Seasons Arena. In about a decent wrestling with winning combination, defeated the Rock and Roll Express in 8:17 when Bob Holly defeated Ricky Morton by pinfall for flying leg drop. Robert Gibson 58, Ricky Morton 64, Bob Holly 55, Jeff Jarrett 63, no work for 66C+. And Eddie's back goes, fine, we get to join Dusty tonight. And this competition tonight, the Golden Heroes will be keeping this gold. 1989 will be the year that WWF will fall into second. Every week we beat War, and it's funny to see USA trying to keep us. Unlike that, we're not angry or crumbling to join the house, join the Cornette. We're going to destroy it. Destroy it tonight. We are Impact's real superheroes. Chris Benoit's gimmick was getting stale. I need to tweak it then. Golden Rumble, Hall. I'll sort Benoit off camera. It's not an issue. In about that great wrestling and a decent match of card, Jim Duggan defeated Larry Zbyszko in 8:16 from the running clothesline. Larry Zbyszko 69, Jim Duggan 74, no work for 75B-. Bret Hart and Jim the Dean Hart are backstage. Last week in that match, the Four Horsemen injured our brother on purpose. He's now back in Canada resting. He's going to come back with one goal in mind, revenge, and we're going to bring him justice this Sunday night when we get to Slammiversary. When Jim eliminates the Four Horsemen out of the Golden Rumble, and I take away the dreams from Ric Flair being champion, when I injure him, and I will be the last man standing. 78B from Bret Hart. Good words from Bret, strong words. Then Jim Cornette's in the back with the Superflies, and Mr. T gets involved. So, we got Mr. T back. Great. Now, you think that Impact is going to get rid of us? No. This Sunday night, the House of Cornette get back all the gold. You see, Jesse, you can bring as many people you like. It won't get rid of us. And Mr. T goes, John Tenner has got a giant task ahead of him at Slammiversary. I'm bringing someone who is massive to face. There's some hints there. There's some clues to who this might be turning up. Hopefully, if he's signed his contract, he should have done. And Jim goes, look. He's already signed, actually. We're just waiting for the contract to end, which should end on Thursday. Jim goes, look. You bring anyone you like to the 3-year party. I ain't going nowhere. Nor is my Cornette family. 68C+. I pity the fool. In about a great wrestling and decent, but didn't have a cheat. Rey Mysterio Jr. defeats Vader by pin with a fast roll-up. Vader 65. Rey Mysterio Jr. 61. Vader in technical 65C. And Rey Mysterio getting some shots. In a superb match, Bruce Beefcake and King Kong Bundy defeat Randy Savage and Big John Studd in 8:45 when Beefcake defeated Big John Studd by pinfall. Big John Studd 88, Randy Savage 82, King Kong Bundy 65, Bruce Beefcake 67. No work for 76B-. And then Rock and Damien are backstage with Tony. This Sunday it's no DQ and one rule, take down the belts hanging above the ring. We've been the tag champions for a whole year. People need to remember that. And Damien goes, we came to Impact for fame and glory, and we're selling the most merchandise in Impact, and our action figures, well, there's none left. This Sunday night is going to be the most brutal event in Impact history. 56C-. Strong words there. And then Mr. T and We're in Mr. T's office, and we see Harley Race sat there, and he goes, "I hear you've been causing some problems around here. As the boss, now I need to talk." And Harley goes, "Right, you listen here. I'm not interested in your pitiful routine, okay? I watch my back, blah, blah, blah. You see this Sunday night, Mr. T, you're going to be calling me the Golden Rumble winner, 1889, okay?" He leaves the office, and Mr. T just looks, what a rude guy. 76B minus. So yeah, he's being rude to Mr. T. I'm trying to make him like one of our top heels alongside Ric Flair. Because I've got plans for Harley Race. In a decent match, the House of Cornette, Shawn Michaels, Brian Pillman, Ken Nagasaki, T, Tiger Mask and Skin defeated Benoit, Kyle Karma, Black Warrior, Eddie Guerrero, and Dusty Rhodes in 802, and Sting defeated Chris Benoit by pinfall. Dusty 81, Eddie 58, Black Warrior 55, Kyle Karma 44, Chris Benoit 64, Sting 61, Tiger Mask 59, Ken Nagasaki 44, Brian Pillman 68, Shawn Michaels 89, Tiger Mask in performance, Eddie Guerrero in flying, and Dusty Rhodes in technical 69C+. Beautifully done. In about a good wrestling international crowd, Kenta Kobashi defeated Mr. Perfect in 9:45 by pinfall the Orange Crush. Mr. Perfect 65, Kenta Kobashi 71. Kenta Kobashi improving in performance 73B minus. Video place open up one of your matches tonight is Ted DiBiase takes on Jake the Snake Roberts. In the next extra match, Ted DiBiase defeated Jake Roberts in 7:55 by pinfall. Ted DiBiase 83, Jake Roberts 88. No working room 76B minus. The cameras cut to backstage where the Nightmare Lords attack the British Bulldogs backstage with a ladder and leave them down and out and busted open. 59C. And as they leave, they're going, "We know the truth, and so will the fans this Sunday." Ooh-hoo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, I needed to add that. Very important I added that. A little bit. And our main event of the night, in a battle of superb wrestling and great heat, the Four Horsemen, Ric Flair, Anderson, and Truly Blanchard defeat Jim and Brett in 1958, and Truly Blanchard defeated Jim Nadine up by pinfall with a slingshot suplex. In terms of ring work, Bret and Hart was on his shoulders but no ups. Truly Blanchard's a weakness, John Cable was from ring performance. Bret Hart 89, Jim Nadine 80, Truly Blanchard 67, Arn Anderson 78, Ric Flair 79. Arn Anderson in flying a 79B, beautifully done. That's where the show ends, my golden friends. So this Sunday night, we've got some great matches planned, including the finals of the King of the Ring tournament as Kenta Kobashi is in action. It's going to be a huge, huge night full of great wrestling, great action. But we're going to sit here and we're going to find out how Raw did compared to everything else, and have a look at WWF as we've been doing. And I'm going to keep this going actually because I quite enjoy being able to just go and have a quick look and see how our other enemies have been doing. So, Italian-born Sal Balmore was a very colourful Richmond talent employed by WWF for many years, as well as being well-travelled worker of many other fringe promotions. So, Impact Wrestling is on the top of the list once again with a 79B, a beautiful show, a sellout crowd as well. Can't complain with that. They didn't get a sellout crowd, they had a 69C+, but their main event was better. There's any better matches, 76, the 88 bangle with Hulk Hogan. For some reason, they don't use their wrestlers. Put Hulk Hogan in a bloody match. And there we go, of course, Impact Explosion was sellout as well. The Impact Explosion motto is this: we will, and look what's all the way down here, WCW Monday Night Show. If you have a look at the company wars at the moment, we are second. No, we're not, we're number one in the world. Well, there's a change in the rankings. Impact Wrestling is now the number one company in the world with WCW. And we're third and WWF behind us. We're taking over, baby. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you again, in a few clicks when we get to our 3-year anniversary. It's Slammiversary. So, I've been calling this our 3rd anniversary party. Well, the game is correcting me by telling me it's our 2nd anniversary because it's Slammiversary too. But we are sold out tonight in Vince McMahon's own backyard. We are sold out at Madison Square Gardens. I am so happy about that. 20,000 people are cram-packed to Madison Square Gardens for Slammiversary 2, our 2nd anniversary party. So everything you've seen for the past episodes leading up to this, just make it 2. Change 2 from 3 to 2. Anyway, I'm pretty sure I had decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat. The UK Pitbulls The three winning combinations, Steiner Brothers and the Rock and Roll Express in 10-19. The elimination was Rock and Roll Express first and the Steiner Brothers, excuse me, and then finally winning combination. Robert Gibson 60-56, Ricky Morton 61, Bob Holly 65, Jeff Jarrett 63, Scott Steiner 72, Rick Steiner 61, Big Dave 48 and Bulk 41. Rick Steiner performance. Oh, goody, I have to book Sin tomorrow. That'll be my first object because I book them everything in order. In appreciated subpar wrestling, a little heat, Doink the Clown to beat DDP, Diamond Dallas Page and 826 by pin of the Robbie Cushion, Doink the Clown 57, Diamond Dallas Page 31, no work improvements, 52D plus. In appreciated decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat, Sid Vicious, Steve Blackburn and Steven Regal defeated Demon, Sabu and Rikai Kush in 7:43-7 when Steven Regal defeated Rikai Kush by pinfall. Rikai Kush 67, Sabu 62, the Demon 56. Regal 53, Steve Blackburn 51, Sid Vicious 48, Sabu and Techno, Sid Vicious and Rumble, Blackburn improving in performance, 64C. In a pre-spread decent wrestling with much heat, Roy Brookside defeated Tornado in 7:50 by penalty kick. Roy Brookside 57, Tornado 52. These two have great chemistry and showed no performance, 61C. Nice. And in a pre-spread bout all the way from Global Force Wrestling, Taz gets to defeat Axel Rotten in 7:56 by pin of the T-Bone and suplex. Axel Rotten 32, Taz 51. Axel Rotten in Rumble, Taz in performance 50D plus. I do the piss out of myself in the opening angle. Tonight is our second birthday, and tonight in front of a sold-out crowd in Madison Square Gardens, we bring you warfare like never before. The finals of the Kingdom Mountain Tournament, titles on the line, and the biggest match of the year, the Golden Rumble. And now Impact Wrestling Snickers and Fox TV presents Slammiversary. We see the gardens is packed. Very little, but some Pyro go off. Then we cut to the table where Jim, Jesse, and Bobby Heenan are. And Jim goes, "Hello, and welcome to our second birthday. Can you explain what happened, Jesse?" The first year was year 0. So we're treating this like a baby. Everybody's been confused. Next year is our third year. And Bobby goes, "The biggest company can't get his birthday right." And here's Vince, we're in your backyard, and sold out. Up first, John and his surprise opponent. Oh boy, he has arrived in a very good heat and decent wrestling. Andre the Giant defeated John Tenter in 7:37 by pinfall the body slam. John Tenter 45, Andre the Giant 69. John Tenter in performance below average. He's visibly timed towards the end. Andre the Giant is not going to be used in long matches at all because he's near the end of his career. He's just a bit of a he's going to be our version of the Undertaker. He's going to wrestle on TV and stuff. He's not going to be given any title runs or big storylines. But Andre the Giant has arrived. We outbidded him. We decided we didn't get Bob Orton. Bob Orton went to WCW. But there was a big fight between OCW USA, WCW, WWF, and Impact over Andre and Bob Orton. But we were concentrating more on Andre, so we lost out on Bob Orton. That's fine. In about a great wrestling and decent match of the crowd, Benoit defeated Brian Pillman in an Ultimate X match in 15:26. When Chris Benoit retrieved the item, Benoit makes defense number 2 of his Impact lightweight title. Brian Pillman 78, Benoit 71. Benoit flying at 78B. Jeez, that was a great match. In a decent match, Kyle Coleman defeated Ken Nagasaki in 15:04 by 2 straight falls, with the final fall happening by pinfall the top rope splash. He makes defense number 4 of his Intercontinental, Ken Nagasaki 46, Kyle Coleman 48. Kyle Coleman performance, 51D plus. Not as good as the other match, but we'll go with it. In about a decent wrestling number cheat, Archangel, Bam Bam Bigelow, Danny Collins, and Davey Boy, Dave Finlay defeated Norman Smiley, Rey Mysterio Jr., Rio, and Doc Dean in 10:52 when Archangel defeated Doc Dean by pinfall with a Swanton Bomb. Could you imagine if you're Rey Mysterio right now? In your first year in wrestling, you get to wrestle in a sold-out Madison Square Gardens. Doc Dean 48, Rio 57, Rey Mysterio Jr. 65, Norman Smiley 50, Dave Finlay 58, Danny Collins 58, Bam Bam Bigelow 60, Archangel 54, no opening 64C. In about a decent wrestling, but don't much heat, Conan defeated Blue Demon Jr. in 8:19 by pinfall. Conan 58, Blue Demon Jr. 55, no opening 60C. In a decent match, the Young Stallions defeat the Superflies in 11:19 when Jim Powers defeated Ricky Knight by pinfall the double drop kick. The Young Stallions make defense number 1 of their Impact Tag Team titles. Jimmy Ocean 56, Ricky Knight 55, Jim Powers 53, Paul Ramone 52. Jim Powers and Jimmy Ocean both improving in performance, 58C-. In about a decent estimate of a cheap, Vader defeated Al Panther in 7:43 by putting the power bomb. Al Panther 54, Vader 60, Vader in Technical 61C. In about a good wrestling and a decent match for the crowd, Black Warrior defeated Tiger Mask in 11:48 by putting the 450 splash. Black Warrior makes defense number 1 of his Impact X Division title. Tiger Mask 70, Black Warrior 61. Tiger Mask improving performance 75B-. In a decent match, Eddie Guerrero defeated Sting in 9:36 by putting the Frog Splash. He makes defense number 1 of his Impact United States title. Sting 70, Eddie Guerrero 58. No working room, Eddie's getting better his gimmick 71C+. In above a great wrestling and a decent match from the crowd, the British Bulldogs defeated Nightmare Laws in 10:40 when Davey Boy Smith retrieved the item. Dynamite Kid 81, Davey Boy 77, Turok 72, Dynamite 64, Davey Boy in Technical. Yes, because it's going to happen in the next angle. After the match, Turok and Damien 66 are lying in the middle of the ring, looking confused and upset when Davey Boy and Kid start beating them up and put them through some tables. Jim McKenna comes out, shakes their hands. Basically, Davey Boy and Dynamite Kid has come distracted by the setting a table up in the corner, and then Eddie comes out of the crowd and throws Jim through one of the tables what was set up in the corner. Sting comes running out and starts attacking Eddie. Security come out and pull everyone apart. Jim is taken away on a stretch ride. He checks on Turok and Damien, where they shake his hand and he helps them both up. This is where the turns and the gimmick changes are going to happen. It's going to train forward. The turn has been foreshadowed so long that fans actually got grown bored of the whole saga, and that affected the surprise of the turn. It's got to train good. Obviously, I should have started at the start of the month. Obviously, I built it up too long. Right, okay, I've learnt my lesson. Don't do it over a course of a long period. It took too long, so it took away from the surprise of the turn. So we should have just built up for... I should have started this month for the build, then hinted at it, and then decided. But that's fine. I'm quite happy with 62C. The big turn, the foundations of the House of Cornette are shot. As Jim Cornette's now got the titles back, but Turok and Damien 666 are no longer in the House of Cornette. Is this a sign that they've joined the Golden Heroes? Of course it is. 62C, cannot complain. Beautifully done. In above a decent wrestling but cheap, the Nasty Boys defeat Acid Burn and Killer Bees and High and Mighty in 10:06. The elimination was Killer Bees first and High and Mighty finally Acid Burn. Al Snow 64, Juice Wonder 65, Teresa Kawada 68, Shane Dawes 53, Jim Burnsville 59, Brian Blair 56, Joey Sags 51, Brian Knobs 54. Al Snow Rumble, Brian Knobs in performance, Juice Wonder in performance, Brian Blair in performance, and Jim Burnsville in flying skills. 67C+. In a decent match, Kenta Kobashi defeated Rick Rude in 14:52 by pin for the Orange Crush. Kenta Kobashi is now the King of the Mountain, the first ever King of the Mountain. Rick Rude 61, Kenta Kobashi 67. Kenta Kobashi improved performance, Rick Rude in Rumble and Technical. 71C+, that's why it won the main event, but Kenta Kobashi has won the King of the Ring tournament, and he will be going obviously after the winner of one of the titles this evening. It all foreshadows everything, really. In an exceptional match, Ric Flair defeated Bret Hart in 25:09. When Bret Hart could not beat the 10 count, Ric Flair wins the Impact Championship. Ric Flair 72, Bret Hart 83. No work improvement, 78B. Ric Flair is now the Impact Champion. In an exceptional match, Dusty Rhodes defeats Shawn Michaels in a 1v1 cage class match in 25:02 by pinfall Bionic Elbow. Dusty Rhodes makes defense number 2 of his Impact World title. Shawn Michaels 90, Dusty 82, Dusty Rhodes in Technical. Shawn Michaels took a stump bump through during this and he sustained a bruised pectoral muscle because of it. So basically the stump bump's probably off the top of the cage. Like an elbow drop at the top of the cage or something. Yeah, thank you. There was one where stump bump where he went through a ladder. If you looked, there should have been a stump bump which I forgot to mention in the ladder match. And that was Turok going through a table, the announce table at ringside. And now a big match of the night, of course, is the Golden Rumble. In a battle of great wrestling and good heat, Harley Race won the Battle Royal in 68 minutes 38. The other members of the Final Four were Andre the Giant, Jim the Dean Hart, and Teddy Bossy with Andre the Giant in the final elimination. Andre the Giant got the most eliminations over the course of the match. Harley Race set the record for surviving the longest. Bruce Beefcake getting better his gimmick. Randy Savage getting better his gimmick. Scott Hall seemed off his game. The Hart vs. Horseman storyline is further than that. Randy Savage in Rumble, Roddy Piper in Rumble, Harley Race in performance. Greg Valentine in performance, and Jim Snooker in flying. An 83B. We're going to end the show there, my friends, with an 80B. I cannot go wrong with that show. The Golden Rumble worked out in our favour. Andre the Giant and everybody else did really well that night. I'm really proud of everybody. Ric Flair, we're going to give everybody some credit where credit is due. And we're going to stick around because I swear that WrestleMania... I need to get a new picture after this as well. Because this is now over. But this WrestleMania is meant to happen on this night. I might be wrong. It might have already happened. But we'll have a look, see. But yeah, I'm really proud of that. You know, obviously I got mixed up with how we're doing celebrating the anniversaries. Obviously I'm doing it the proper way instead of the wrestling way. So that was my fault. But yeah, I'm quite proud of the shows. I think we're doing great as a company. Andre the Giant being a surprise entry at the top of the show, and then also getting an entry into the Golden Rumble. I thought it was only fair. But everybody wrestled last night. Everybody got to have a turn and a performance. I don't think the managers got in. Shawn Michaels was hurt. Great. Yes, WWF WrestleMania. Awesome. So, rest period for New Japan. New Japan on tour got an 893A. As they always bloody do. Because they always have good matches. It's annoying. All Japan as well with an 89A. That's annoying. Summerversary 2 and 80B. We beat WrestleMania V last night in the Kaufman Stadium. Let's have a look what we had. So Dick Murdoch defeated Jim Lancaster in a pre-show match. Birdman and Dino Bravo defeated the Rude Brothers in the opening match. There's a brawl between Jeremy Superstar Billy Graham and Honky Tonk Man. Jimmy Valiant and Lasertron defeated Outback Jack and Ming. Black Bart defeated Dory Funk, then Paul Orndorff and Iron Sheik have a skit. Danny Sparver defeated Mighty Wilbar. Pre-match with Harku and Tama. The Islanders defeated Chavo and Reigns for the World Tag Team titles. Sue Green and Lily Kane. Lily Kane defeated Sue Green. Miss Elizabeth, George Steele and Doris Pretzine. Rick Martel have an interview. Hercules then defeats Rick Martel. Noah Tento defeated Velvet McIntyre to retain the women's title. Interview with Hulk Hogan. Hype video for Junkyard Dog and the Demolition Axe. Junkyard Dog defeated Demolition Axe for the Intercontinental title. And then Paul Orndorff versus and the Iron Sheik. And Paul Orndorff defeated the Iron Sheik. So, once again, the WWF have not put Hulk Hogan in a match. Okay. But a 69C+. The feedback has been pretty good. People seem to have enjoyed the show. Well, that's nice for them. Shawn Michaels, we got a 1.08 and a 0.28 on TV as well. So what do they get? They get a 1.03. So we're just behind them on buy rate, but at the end of the day, it's 1.08, what was that? 1.3. So we're actually ahead of them in buy rates and stuff, which is good. On to some raw issues, that's fine, we'll deal with them. We made a profit there. Look at that profit margin last month. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you again in the next episode of Impact Wrestling 1989, where we start year 3. It's going to be a roller coaster. We now know, and I will confirm that Kenta Kobashi, of course, will be going after Ric Flair's title at Bound for Glory, and Harley Race will, of course, be going after Dusty Rhodes. This has been planned since I got both the King of... Many people will sit there and think, well, the King of the Mountain, you know, you don't pre-book stuff. The King of the Mountain was set up for Kenta Kobashi to win. I messed up with my booking because it was meant to be Kenta Kobashi versus Masahiro Chono in one of the rounds, and sadly, for some reason, I booked Jim Snooker to win. I think that was a misclick on my part, but Kenta Kobashi has won. I got him through there. He's the first ever King of the Mountain champion. He deserves this push, and I'm hoping it's going to work for him. We'll see. The storylines are going to all change. Everything's going to change. And Tarok and Damien 666 are now a part of the Golden Heroes. But we're also going to be announcing another tag team, aka the Rock and Roll Express, are also part of the Golden Heroes. What's going to happen on Impact tonight, you'll have to see after the aftermath of Impact Wrestling Slammer